Leafs Nation, as you guys have probably noticed by now, I'm not in my normal jersey and hat. I'm in my Jays hat and the sweater that my lovely girlfriend had made for me. Fantastic. Love it. It's so comfy, so warm, and it's got the logo on it as well. So love this stuff, and let me know what you guys think of it. Because I'm kind of curious what all you guys think about the new logo and whatnot. You guys have obviously seen it. So let's get that talking, because who wants to talk about this game other than Habs fans? Now, before we get into this and how bad the Leafs were tonight, I'm going to talk about it briefly. I have barely any stats written down because you don't really need much to talk about this game. First off, you lost 5-2 to Montreal. You're now 32-14-3 on the season. They've lost 2 in a row now. And if you're the Montreal Canadiens, they played a fantastic game tonight. Turning the Leafs over, getting odd man rush after odd man rush, and bearing it. Because our goaltending right now, love Jack Campbell like crazy, but the inconsistency is there. And Peter Mrazek was Swiss cheese tonight. 5 goals against him tonight. 5. 2 in the first period. You're down 2-0 after 1. They scored 3 more in the second. You're down 5-0. 5-0. Against a team who had won 10 games all year. You have 14 losses. Montreal has won 10 games going in today. Nothing against them. I understand, well, it is against them. I get that. But even Habs fans say the team's been terrible this season. And, of course, they have. No one's going to be surprised when I say that. And the Leafs, as I mentioned at the very end of the last video, you cannot play down to your opponents because a team like Montreal facing Toronto, they'll find a way to beat you down. And that's exactly what happened tonight. The Leafs come out and they're terrible. Right from the get-go, it's an absolute garbage show. I almost slipped up there. Did not, though. And you're down 2-0 after 1. And you're like, well, you know what? The Leafs can figure it out. Go in the dressing room, regroup, get out there in the second, lay a beat down because Montembeault is not great net. Like any Habs fan would agree with me in the sense the guy with almost a 4 goals against average going into today's game and a save percentage of under 900. That's pretty damn bad. And a Leafs team that should be scoring at will can't score through 2 periods? That's atrocious. And the fact that they have, like I said earlier, odd man rush after odd man rush, it was awful. You know, and people are going to say, well, the defense is terrible. And yes, don't get me wrong. The defense is horrendous. You guys know my thoughts on Justin Holl. It's not pretty. And I don't need to reiterate and bark up that tree again. But if you're a real hockey fan, you know that it's not just 2 defensemen and a goalie that's supposed to save everything in their own end. No. The other 3 guys, the other forwards, supposed to score the goals, but they're supposed to come back and help. It's a 5-man unit. I guess if you want to count the goalie, it's a 6-man unit. And the whole 6-man unit was not working today. And to add insult to injury, very late in the second period, Jake Muzzin he blows a tire, as we've seen so often against Montreal. And he falls down and he's kind of sideways and he hits I believe it's Chris Weidman's the side of him and falls, but that's not the problem. It's the fact that Muzzin then has his head bounce off the ice. Stays down, ends up getting off and skating under his own power. And he's ended up in the hospital. I think he's still there and he's staying in Quebec, I believe. So he's obviously not available for Columbus tomorrow, as I would expect not. But if you're the Leafs, and I've seen, if Leaf fans, I swear, you know, I'm a diehard Leaf fan. I know I'm not wearing my stuff right now, but technically I'm still wearing my Leaf right there. I am going to bleed blue and white all day, every day. But if any Leaf fan starts blaming Weidman, like people blamed Corey Perry last year, you're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. Weidman, he's literally just standing there, right? Muzzin crashes into him and then the head off the ice is ahead. It's just really unfortunate. Like the JT injury in the playoffs last year. Very unfortunate. And it was a horrendous time. And for Muzzin, if I'm the Leafs right now, like think about it, Leaf fans, right? This team, as much as they were horrendous tonight, they're going to make the playoffs. Whatever seed that they're in, they're going to make the playoffs. Do you really rush Jake Muzzin back? No. You know, and if you're Kyle Dubas, you maybe pull the old Tampa Bay Lightning Kucherov card, slap him on LTIR, and play some cap games and try and add something at the deadline, and here we go. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But no matter what, I don't want to see Jake Muzzin play until like the last few games of the regular season, if that's what it takes. And that would be quite a long time out. But if that means we get 100% healthy Jake Muzzin going into the playoffs, fully revved up and ready to go, or bring him back a week or two before then and have him be less sharp and possibly injured again in a season where you've already basically clinched the playoffs at that point, well, obviously we're going to pick the first part of that. So if I'm the Jays, if I see the hat on, if I'm the Leafs, I do what the Jays did with guys like George Springer. The second time around, you wait until you are pretty damn sure he's good to go. Then you put him out there. Only if you need to. That's my take on Jake Muzzin. Hopefully he's okay. He got up and skated off himself, so that's a good sign. Hopefully we get an update from Sheldon Keefe about the actual health of Jake Muzzin. Hopefully he's okay, he's recovering, all that stuff. Let's get to the goaltending, because it's been awful lately. You know, Campbell had 2 games, I believe it was Seattle and Pittsburgh, where he was great. He was absolutely phenomenal, and every Leaf fan, everybody in Leafland is like, okay, Jack's found it again, especially that game against Pittsburgh. He has found it again. He's got his mojo back. The fans are soup chants are raining down on him. He's feeling great again. He's found it. Well, he was terrible against St. Louis. The Leafs overall were terrible against St. Louis. But your goalie needs to make some stops, and he didn't. Tonight, Peter Mrazek gets the look. Then he was downright awful. I understand you can say, well, technically this goalie shouldn't allow this. This goalie he didn't have a chance. You allowed 5 goals on like 25 shots. It's just not going to cut it. I don't care the grade of difficulty. Yeah, there are some goals, yes, where the defense goes to sleep and that's the end of that. Yes, I get that. But great goalies in this league, and he's getting paid like Freddie Anderson is. And I'm not comparing him to Freddie because Freddie has been putting up great numbers this season. We know what Frederik Anderson's about. That's the problem with Leafland, right? We see the playoff numbers and we see some of the hiccups early on in the season or little stretches, even last year, and we think, damn, this guy's done. Let him go, gone, kaput. Now you see what he's doing in Carolina. And we're like, geez. Ugh. And now we get Mrazek, who has been subpar at best this season. And Jack Campbell, who had a ridiculously good 2 or 3 months in the season, around October, November. And once December 1st hit, he's been peaks and valleys. Now, those 2 games, Seattle and Pittsburgh, hey, he's got it. That game against St. Louis was not the greatest. And I mentioned in that video that, yeah, the defensive breakdowns were ugly on some of those goals. But that first one, the massive rebound that he punched right to their guy, that's not Jack Campbell. We talked about it in that 4-1 win. The no second chance efforts. He knocks the puck down, freezes it, or he knocks it to the corner, not allowing anything crazy to happen. What happened in that last game? Rebound after rebound after extra chance. And they're burying them. Mrazek, I don't know what the hell you want to talk about when it comes to him. I've tried to have faith in this guy. I try to see some stops. Like, he made a ridiculously larceny stave tonight. I'm like, oh, that's a great stop. And he allows 5 goals on like 25 shots. And I'm like, well, damn, you're making the flashy stops, but you're Swiss cheese everywhere else. And they go for Carter Hutton. They acquired Carter Hutton from Phoenix for future considerations. We don't know what that's going to be. Apparently, it might be something of value from the AHL on an AHL deal. And I swear, if they move Josh Ho-Sang, who's on an AHL-only deal, to Arizona for that contract for Carter Hutton, I'm gonna lose my mind, because that guy he's been great there. He went over in the Olympics and played for Team Canada. He's really revitalizing his young career. I want to see that guy get a legit chance with this squad. Now, what will Carter Hutton be for this team? I don't know. He's definitely not your savior. Your savior is Jack Campbell. And I'm gonna cut it to you I'm gonna cut it to you straight. That's your savior. Peter Mrazek ain't your savior. Carter Hutton's not. Anybody in the AHL, Joseph Woll, is not the savior. This season, they're not. It's Jack Campbell. They've invested all of the second half of last season, Jack Campbell. the first half of this season, Jack Campbell. And he's faltering a bit. He's been really shaky in and out the last little while. Mrazek just hasn't been good. Jack Campbell's been the only guy giving you even somewhat decent games. Yes, I understand people are going to go at me and say, well, Mrazek had this good game and this good game. Yeah, a handful. A couple. Where Jack Campbell, you've seen it. Heck, he's getting soup chants, which tells Leafland that we like him. We want him to do well. And I think we can all agree, especially with the front end of the back-to-back, with them playing Montreal tonight, Mrazek being in the cage tomorrow, he'll be in net tomorrow against Columbus. And Jack has to find a way to turn this around because that is the cornerstone. You will never, and I say never, go anywhere without good goaltending. And I will say it right now, and if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. The Avalanche will not win the Stanley Cup. You know why? You really think Darcy Kemper's going to win you a cup? Unless this guy turns out to be some miraculous goalie, it's not going to happen. Yeah, he's had a good stretch maybe lately, but he's not the guy. The Leafs need to find that guy. They need Jack Campbell to be that guy if they want to go on. If your goaltending is like this come playoff time, you're getting bounced quick. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Leaf fans, the boys are back in action tomorrow. And if they come out with a damn good effort tomorrow, then hey, it makes up a little bit for this abomination. Credit the Canadiens for playing a really hard game on home ice. The Leafs got to wake up though. They got to get some solid goaltending, and that's the one focus I have. Yeah, defense, and now without Muzzin and whatnot, Sandy and Liljegren, all that stuff, and the new guy will be, hopefully, he's in Columbus, so maybe he'll be playing, I'm assuming he'll be playing tomorrow with now Muzzin out probably, so that'll be the case tomorrow, so we get to see the new guy on the squad, which would be great, but for Jack Campbell, you want to see old Jack back tomorrow. You want to see Jack Campbell that Pittsburgh game or that Seattle game. What are we going to see? Hey, it's all wait-and-see game, but for the Toronto Maple Leafs as a whole, the other guys on the ice, the 12 forwards and the 6D, or however they want to word it, 13 and 5, or 7D and 11 forwards, whatever they want to do, they got to wake up. Whoever's in the cage, you play for your goalie. Give them the confidence. And I'm going to leave you guys there, right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, I'm really not talking about this game tonight. Smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from tonight's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Because there really was not much to like at all. I forgot even who scored the goals for the Leafs. McCabe and Engvall, I believe. Yeah, your top lines were terrible. That is bottom line, right? So I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Hear your thoughts on this, on the beautiful sweater that I have here, beautiful hoodie, and Twitter links down below. So follow up, send me a DM, do that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down there, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition not till Friday, as they are in Charlotte taking on the Hornets. They're looking for that second half run right to the postseason. We'll have to see how that plays out. And it's going to be a wild week in Raps land, though, for sure. You got first off, you have the full capacity crowd on March 1st against Brooklyn. And oh, yeah, Goran Dragic. Isn't that going to be funny? And then a couple days later, you have Kyle Lowry possibly returning, but it's full capacity. I can't see why he wouldn't play. So it's going to be a wild week, or a couple weeks, I guess, in Raps land. But for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're back on the ice tomorrow. Whether they show up or not, we'll have to wait and see. And I think we all come to the consensus, they damn near better. After the 5-2 loss to Montreal tonight, they damn well better come out there and lay a beat down on Columbus in Columbus. For Jack, he's got to figure it out, though, right? And so it's a 7 p.m. puck drop there in Columbus. Thank you guys for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.